For more, we are joined by Sinderpal Singh. He's a senior fellow with the South Asia program at RSIS, joining us live from here in Singapore. Sinderpal, thank you very much for joining us. Firstly, in light of the demands for more funds in cabinet positions, just how do you expect Mr. Modi to navigate these negotiations? Will the allies get what they want?
Hi, good morning. I think the first point is, I think, as you said, this is the first time that the BJP in the last 10 years has won the elections, but they haven't won a majority. So this would be something new for Narendra Modi to negotiate. I think I'm confident that they will form a coalition government at the start. I think there will be some demands. I think you talked about cabinet allocations and funds. I think there are some harder issues like the caste census, which I think some of the coalition partners will ask for, which the BJP traditionally has been wary about. So I think there'll be some issues about the kind of common agenda as well. But I think at this point in time, they should be able to form a government under the NDA.
Sinderpal, talk to us, if you can, about what specific cabinet positions those two parties in particular will be asking for, and also this special status for their states. What does that actually mean?
So I think when it comes to the cabinet positions, I think it's the key positions like home and finance especially, I think the BJP will be very keen to keep. I think the struggle is going to be about the speaker's position in the Lok Sabha, the lower house, the People's House, because I think the TDP and the Chandrababu Naidu has made a pitch for the speaker's post to be given to the TDP. But I think the BJP is keen to keep the speaker's post. The speaker's post is very, very important because in the event that TDP or other allies pull out of the NDA, the speaker gets to decide about the anti-defection law and what are the numbers, who gets to prove majority in parliament. So I think for me that would be one of the key kind of positions to look at.
Sinderpal, then, what's to stop the India alliance from saying, look, we'll give you those positions if you defect now and join our coalition?
Frankly, I think the India coalition doesn't stand any kind of realistic chance at this point in time to form the government, largely because their numbers, although they've done really well, they fall quite far short. And I think the TDP under Chandrababu Naidu and Mr. Nitish Kumar seem quite set to be part of the NDA. I think they also realize that the India alliance doesn't look very steady, doesn't look very stable. There are a couple of leaders down there who probably jostle for positions if the India alliance actually stands a realistic chance of forming the government. So I don't think at this point there is any realistic chance of the India alliance forming the government.
In terms of the NDA government formation, beyond the funds and cabinet positions, what other broader policy goals do you expect these regional parties to pursue within the coalition government?
As I said, I think the caste census is going to be a big point of debate because the BJP has been very wary about the caste census, while parties like Nitish Kumar's party would be, actually, I think they really had a caste census in Bihar, and I think they will push for it. I think the other issues would be pushing for what you call a common minimum program, which means that all the coalition partners must agree that what they can do and what they cannot do, or what they should do and what they should not do. And I think one of the key issues would be job creation has been a big problem in India. And I think if even the BJP, when they do their post-poll kind of assessment, I think one thing they'll realize is one of the reasons why they didn't win a majority is inflation plus unemployment has cost them at the election. So that's something that I think they all would like to think about how they can get together to do.
Right. Sinderpal, we've not heard too much from the India bloc at this time. There are reports that it's reaching out to the TDS and the JDU as well. But I want to know, what can we expect from Akhilesh Yadav and his Samajwadi Party? Because now they're the third largest in India after the BJP in Congress.
I think to many people, the UP results was quite a surprise. I mean, Akhilesh has been around for a long time as a seasoned politician, but for a long time, the Samajwadi Party hasn't been doing very well. I think for Akhilesh personally, the next goal will be looking at the assembly elections in UP. And I think he will fancy his chances given what happened. But once again, in Indian elections, we've seen time and again there's a huge disparity between how people vote for the national general elections and how people vote for assembly elections. So that's something I think Akhilesh should be mindful of. Within the India bloc, Akhilesh, in terms of his relative position, will be much higher. He's won UP. UP is always the prize. So I think the key problem or the key challenge for the India Alliance is what are they going to do between elections? I don't think there's enough ideological kind of commonality there for them to sustain anything between elections. They came together to fight elections quite last minute, and they've done well, given what the earlier prognosis was. But I don't see them doing anything much between elections per se. Maybe in the assembly elections, if Congress wants to link up with Samajwadi Party for assembly elections, that might be something else, but we got to watch and see.
All right, Sinderpal, thank you very much for your input today. Sinderpal Singh, a senior fellow with the South Asia program at RSIS.